Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see Chapter 1 from City of Djinn by William Dalrymple. In this chapter, William says about the house which he had rented in Mrs. Puri's residence, and he says that it was so very dusty, it reminded him of Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. And Mrs. Puri is also a person who is a very interesting character, and he says that though she is in the age of a grandmother, she is herself a very formidable lady, and they are Sikhs and they are from Lahore. And during the 1947 partition between India and Pakistan, they were expelled from Lahore and they came to Delhi in a bullock cart. In fact, they lost all their property in that partition. But after 42 years, she has really made a lot of progress. Like now, she is like a Punjabi princess. She is very rich. She had a lot of houses in Delhi, and a person who came in a bullock cart is now riding in Maruti cars. And she says that this is all because of Mrs. Puri's hard work and her interest in business. She's doing a lot of business, including running a Gloriana finishing school where she teaches the village girls how to use knives and forks, how to apply makeup, and how to make polite conversations. And all this not only because of hard work, she is also very thrifty. That is, she will not spend much money, because even in summer time she will not put air condition, and in winter only 1 hour she'll put the electric fire. And she used to recycle the newspapers that these tenants threw out, and sometimes when they come back late they will see her knitting sweaters which she exports. And she'll always say, "Sleep is silver but money is gold." And what is very irritating for him is the same thriftiness she expects from her tenants also. One morning after they came to the flat, it would have been only 1 week since they came there. When he opened the tap, there was no water. And he knows that Mrs. Puri will always get up early in the morning and go to Gurudwar and do her prayers. And so he goes there. She's drinking her morning glass of rice water, and he complains that there is no water. And she says, "Yes, I only cut the water because you are getting many visitors to come to the house. Like many guests are coming and they're using the lavatory. And last night alone they used 7 times. And that is why I cut the water as a protest. If you are going to use so much of water, no wonder there is water shortage in India." And this is the way she treats tenants, and she expects them to be very careful in using all in the house. And about her husband, he is a very magnificent looking Sikh gentleman, and he always seemed very friendly with them, because whenever they pass him he will give a friendly nod. And thing is, when they came first time itself, Mrs. Puri warned them about her husband, saying that after the riots which happened after Mrs. Gandhi's death in 1984, he is not in a stable mind. Actually, what happened is, at that time all the Sikhs were attacked, and when a group of hooligans came to the house, Mr. Puri, he took his revolver and he shot at them blindly. And seeing him shooting, these people ran away, and that is what saved these Sikhs who were living in that house. And even he is a very fervent Sikh nationalist. He will say that when everyone has their own home, even we should have. Like the Muslims have Pakistan, Hindus have Hindustan, then Punjab is our home. And he says, if I am a young man, I would join the Bindranwale and I'll fight these Hindu dogs. And though Mrs. Puri will think it's only about talking, he says, no, I'm sure I will see free Khalistan in my lifetime itself. And though he says Punjab is my home, she says it is difficult for him to go and live in Punjab, because they're used to all the modern facilities here in Delhi. So there's no chance of him to go back and live in that Punjab scenery. And though Mr. Puri looks very normal, sometimes he'll have certain hallucinations. Like one day he came up to William's flat and he told, "Get your mules out of my room this minute." And Mr. Williams told him, "I don't have any mules." Then he says, "Then how else could you get your trucks up the stairs? That is, how did you bring all your if you have a horse only, you can carry all your luggages upstairs. So you should be having mules." And always he will be in his best behavior. But thing is, within 1 month of the coming there itself, twice he had proposed to Olivia, that is William's wife, but he behaved in a perfect decorum. He did not misbehave with her. And that time the rain was very less that year, and therefore the whole city was looking very dusty. And in that damp only they had to run their everyday duties. And he says that even my house is a lot of eccentricities are there. That is, the doorbell will have two music. One is the Indian national anthem and another is Land of Hope and Glory. And the geyser also, if they leave it for too long, immediately boiling water will come out in the roof. And near the garden they saw some building which they thought at first it must be a temple, but later on only they came to know that is a local sewage works. And the strangest thing is they have seen domestic help in other places, but here it was so very different. Because before coming to Delhi, in Oxford they lived in a tiny students accommodation, and even now they are staying in a flat where there are only 2 rooms, but now they have twice the number of servants. And they actually don't need servants at all. But Mrs. Puri told that to maintain the prestige of the household, they should have servants. It is a compulsory. And how they came to know about it is that they came in the night, and since the whole place was so very dusty, they were cleaning till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then only they went to sleep. But at 7:30 they heard the doorbell ringing, and when he opened, it was Ladu. He is Mr. Puri's bearer, helper in the house, and he gave them Indian chai to drink for both of them. And though it was a very nice gesture, they felt they could have given at least 2 hours later, because they were so very tired and they were sleeping. And once they had the tea, immediately within 10 seconds again they heard the doorbell. And when he opened the door, what happened is there was another man whom he had not seen, and he was there. And he introduced himself as Mali. Mali means gardener. And he went past him to the kitchen, caught some water in the bucket, and he splashed the water on the plants in the roof terrace, and he left. And the moment he left, the sweeper Murthy came, then Dobi Prasad came, and finally Bahadur, who is Mrs. Puri's Nepali cook. They all came, and William could not tolerate all this disturbance, so he went down and he said, "Why are these people all coming to my house from 7:30? And Mrs. Puri said, "Yes, they will come, I know, because they are your servants." And when he said, "I don't want any servants," he said, "No, how can you be without servants? And why do I need so many?" That time she said, "At least keep one cook and a bearer." Bearer means a helper. But he said, "I don't think we need a bearer, and both of us, that is me and my wife Olivia, we enjoy cooking." And even then Mrs. Puri was very particular about him having at least one servant, domestic help, who can be a cook and a bearer for them. And then she said, "See, one man will do 2 jobs, but definitely you need a Mali who is a gardener, and then you need a sweeper and a dobi for washing your clothes, and of course you need a driver." And then he said, "I don't even have a car, then why should I have a driver?" And she was so surprised. Then she was asking him, "Then how will you go from one place to another?" And now he speaks about Balwinder Singh, who is the son of Punjab Singh, and he is a taxi driver. And he's the one who will sometimes, like many times, he'll go and collide with, that is, meet accidents, but only minor accidents. And William says, "I remember Delhi's traffic is not very good in condition, but later on when I followed the traffic, I understood that they are governed by very strict rules. That is, the right side is always for the largest vehicles, and buses will give way to heavy trucks, and ambassadors will give way to buses, and the bicyclists, except the pedestrians, they give way for everyone. And in the road also, it depends on your might, how strong you are, you can just keep walking." And Balwinder Singh always thinks that he is very correct in driving, and he knows driving, and he is the king in the road, and he keeps on showing his actions by driving his ambassador in the way he likes it. And of course it is a disturbance for all the others who are driving in the road. And after 1 month he had come to Delhi, Mr. Singh and William had an accident, and at that time Mr. Singh said, "See, I have already met 6 times, I have crashed, but not even once I have been killed," meaning he did not meet with a very big accident, but 6 times he has met with an accident. And William started liking Singh a lot, but Olivia pointed out that Mr. Singh had many unattractive characters. He is a Punjabi Singh, but he behaved like an Essex man of the East. Essex man of the East means men who keep looking at women in a very wrong way. And he chews pan and spits the beetle juice out of the window of the car. And another thing is, he'll drive so rashly that the rickshaws and the paper boys will have to really run away. And he has another habit which irritates Olivia and many others is he will come out of the taxi and ruin it in the traffic. And he will scratch his groin when he is talking with others. And always he will look at women who are wearing saris. And he has a habit of going even to GP Road. GP Road is the Delhi red light area, district. And when Olivia was not there, he even called William to come along with him, saying that Delhi girl ladies are very good, having breasts like mangoes and all that. But he has certain principles, like he believes in hard work, and he gets irritated when he sees the beggars because he thinks that they have 2 arms and 2 legs, and why are they not working? They should work around. Big Sikhs will work very hard, and they earn a lot of money, and they will spend it on luxury items. And he also says that Sikh people love drinking, they watch television, and they will eat nice tandoori chicken and go to GP Road, which we already know is a red light area. And he talks about the roads in Delhi. He says that in the morning all we can find the servants running and doing the work, and after doing their work they will all sit together and gossip. And about at 9 o'clock we can find vendors coming in the street selling many items. And on Sunday mornings he can see a dancing bear coming with an acrobat and doing shows. And the moment they hear the drums, all the children will come out and they'll watch it eagerly. And early that afternoon, a blind man will come with an accordion, and he will sing hymns and sacred qualies, and the rich people will send handful of change to the servants to him. And in the late afternoon, he can see 20-30 herd of cattle without any person to guide them. They will come in the street, and they'll go back on their own. And brief Indian dusk, we can find smell of wood smoke because people will start cooking. And this is how the days will go. And in the night when you're sleeping, we can hear the chowkidars coming and banging their sticks and blowing their whistles. Actually, there is no robbery, but chowkidars are definitely a luxury. And Mrs. Puri is very particular about keeping up appearances, and for the prestige of the house, she has employed them. And Mr. Singh also has strong views about appearances. He first asked William when he met him, you are a Britisher. I know you are a Britisher. And when he asked him, how do you know that I am a Britisher? He said, you do not have a moustache. And at that time, he was actually going to all the Indian government departments because he had come newly to Delhi and he had to register himself. And so he was very, he was very using Mr. Singh's car ambassador only. And so Mr. Singh was saying, see, I can definitely know you are like this, but you see, women love men with a mustache. And so he also asked him to grow a mustache. And another thing is, he is very proud of about his taxi, and his taxi will be used by him and his 2 brothers because his father is a person who brought them up very strictly, and even his cousins will use the his car, and they keep driving it 24 hours. And many times he has also drove Olivia and William to the government departments because they were going regularly to Shastri Bahan because they had to get the identity, and they submitted every details and they were waiting to get the foreign correspondent identity from them. And of course it took nearly about nearly a year. Actually, he says in that 1 year, even the magazine which he was actually representing had stopped publishing also. But this process was taking such a long time. And after getting this ID, that is from Shastri Bhavan, the next one which actually took a long time was getting the telephone connection from Mahanagar Telephone Nizam Limited, because there were so many people asking for it, but these people were not very active in supplying the connection. There was a lot of briberies also were there, and other things, and influence from higher people like ministers all played a very important part. And when he went, actually first time he went to room number 311, he met Mr. Ram Lal, who was very casual about his work. He had Mahatma Gandhi's poster on top where it said, "A customer is the most important visitor to our premises, and the customer is not dependent on us, but we are dependent on him." But his attitude was totally the opposite. He was deliberately delaying all his work, and when he went, he could see a Punjabi lady sitting and crying and saying that, "I have a letter from the Minister of State for Communications." But even then, Mr. Lal was very slow in reaching out to her. And after reading the newspaper and having his cup of tea, he will look and ask who is the first person I should address to. And actually on that day one person came up. He was a very huge person, and he must be about 70 years old, and introduced himself as Sunil Gupta, and he said that he was contesting in the municipal elections, and therefore he needed a telephone connection immediately. But Lal wanted to know whether he was already an MP, because if he is a member of Lok Sabha, then he can give the connection immediately. But he said, "No, I'm only now going to contest in the election, and definitely I need a phone." And he kept on telling about himself, like how he has fought for the freedom, how he was jailed during the freedom struggle, how he had been with Mahatma Gandhi and all that, but nothing had any impact on Mr. Lal. And he asked him to go here and there, and even that lady who had the letter from a minister had to go to room number 407 to get a countersign from Mr. Sharma. And this lady was actually crying. And even this person, though he had good contacts, though he was a freedom fighter and all that, nothing had any impact on Mr. Lal. And when he was talking to William, he said, maybe you think that today is a very bad day. It's not like that. Friday will be, you should come and see on Fridays, it will be more busy also. But we can understand that Mr. Lal wouldn't have paid any attention to anyone, even if they're going to come. And even for William, they took more than 2 months to give the connection. In fact, they said it will be delayed even more. And Mr. Gupta never got his connection at all till that time. And he was actually saying, "I went during the British time, I went 7 times with Gandhi to the prison, but what is the use, see how I am treated." But nothing had any impact on Mr. Lal, and the connection did take a long time to reach the persons. And he talks about the city. He says that from Mughal period itself, you can see many buildings which are still there, but at the same time we can find Delhi also changing. It's changing very fast also, because you can find people like Mr. Gupta also from the freedom struggle, and you can find people who are wearing all this cotton homespun Congolese dress and all that. At the same time, you can even find Maruti cars, and you can find concrete shopping plazas. That is, new things keep on coming, and even they are becoming very rich, because earlier all during summertime they'll go to Simla, but now they go to London or New York, and all the buildings are changing. But still, the old ruins also are there. So Delhi is a combination of both. And he thinks about his memories where he first visited the gardens in one of the bungalows. But now he says in all the places are changing, and though there are no skyscrapers, we can definitely find nice townscape in buildings all coming there, which looks very elegant, and many new structures are changing the face of Delhi. But even then we can find Raja Mansingh, the Jantar Mandar, all these are still there, and though they look very old and though they look very tiny, they still have their own attraction. At the same time, we have these Meridian hotels also, which are very attractive, and we have so many other places which are still needs planning, because Kasturi Gandhi Marg, we have two old Italian villas which are still very in like still flourishing, but definitely it needs repair because it is not in a good condition. And there are many places where they are saying that they are going to get residence apartments, and there are also so many changes and even among the people their tendency is changing. The middle class has lost its tolerance, and we can find lot of adulterous couples now in the public gardens, and there's so much of advertisements about condoms, and once the place which was still with women wearing sari, that is still going off, and arranged marriages are going away, and we have many love marriages flourishing in Delhi, and Delhi is changing a lot. But at the same time we can find that it is so very polluted, because in Jamuna alone 350 million gallons of raw sewage is thrown every day, and this middle class also are becoming very wealthy, but at the same time we see many poor people, because every week we find about 6,000 migrants coming to Delhi. They are penniless and they're looking for work, and we can find many of them begging in the streets, and the number of people who are living in the streets have multiplied several times from 1984, and they are also dry drainage ditches. At the same time we have flyovers also, and the night we can find in the streets many people sitting and cooking, and attitudes also have changed a lot, and there are about 880 million people who are controlled by Delhi, but Delhi is a place where the middle class has become less tolerant, and they are also no longer highly priced, and he says educated people think that Muslims need to be disciplined because Congress has pampered them a lot, and they are breeding like rabbits, and so they should be put behind the bars. But all these, when we see, we find that we do not find anyone complaining about the Sikhs, and we also find that though they are quite lots of flames coming out in the everyday life, people still keep carrying on their life in Delhi, and Delhi is this this is the appearance he sees about Delhi in the chapter 1. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you're not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.